So your primary user and stakeholder section is incredibly important as it was what will help set the wants and needs for the remainder of your project. Now your wants and needs are very important as those are the things that will drive your product forwards and the things that will show that you have got a marketable product that people will want to buy. So we've already been through, or there is a video about how to write the questions and get yourself ready for that. This one is about how to set out your page to make sure you've got all the information needed to move onwards with your project. So the first thing you're going to need to do is add your primary user profiles. Now, ideally, you should have at least 2 of these. And within these profiles, I need to see names, ages, probably jobs, hobbies or likes, and any other relevant information that fits in with whichever context you are doing. The other really important thing is that we see a picture. Both I and any external examiners like to be able to put a face and name and show that you understand what a profile is, and a profile will have a picture of the person. So whoever your primary user is, just reassure them that nobody except your teacher and you will see this image. So it really does not matter what they look like and what is on there. So the next thing you want to make sure you have on this page is a list of your questions. Make sure they are clearly labelled with questions and make sure they are easily readable. Now, in the other video, we will have talked about how to write those questions. So you just want to make sure that you've got them presented well on this page so that anyone can look at them and understand what you've asked your primary users. The third section will be getting your evidence. Now, this is super important. You need to have evidence. You can't just write up the answers. For all we know, for all the external examiner knows, you've just written those answers yourself without actually going and having done the interviews. So we like to see a little bit of evidence to prove that you have done otherwise. Now, you can do this in a couple of ways. The first way is you can absolutely type out the answers, but if you are going to do it this way, I would like to see some audio evidence with it, and that will sound a little bit like this.
How often do you draw or paint away from home?
At least twice a week.
Fantastic. And what kinds of art medium do you use when you do paint away from home?
I tend to use watercolours and pastels most often.
Okay, so simple as that. You ask a question, they provide an answer. You can do that in one long video, or you can do a sound clip for each question so that you're only recording them and not yourself. Either way is fine. The next way of doing it is to get screenshots. So you can use any kind of chat app you like, anyone that you regularly use. But what I would like to see in that is you asking the question and then answering it. And the best way to do that is to do a question, then answer, rather than doing it in one long format. It's absolutely vital that you get some analysis done when you have done your questions. It's all very well and good having all the information there in terms of the answers, but if you've not looked at the differences, at the similarities that we need to see, then we're not going to be able to pull out the information we need for our wants and needs table. So make sure that you've looked at anything that is similar, anything that is different, and are there any key features that we really need to see? The last thing that you are going to need to have a look at is your next steps box. So your next steps, we spoke about this in previous videos, but just get it done as soon as you can. It is a couple of sentences, and if you get it done there and then you are not going to have to spend a couple of hours towards the end of this project filling them in.